41.
41? Okay. What, in the Army, or?
Well, I got drafted in the Army, and I get drafted in the 106th Infantry Division. And we were going overseas, and the chaplain came and gave us a speech. And while he was there, the first sergeant came in, and he pulled me out. He says, "You can't go."
Oh, really?
He says, "We just got notice that you've been accepted to go in the Air Corps." So I was a cadet in the Air Corps, and we're getting ready to start flying on a Monday, and on a Saturday they called us in and told us that they needed troops for the Battle of the Bulge. So from there I went into an tank battalion, went overseas. We landed in Le Havre, France, and we traveled every country in Europe except Italy.
Oh, really?
When the war ended, they asked me if I wanted to go on furlough to Italy. I said, "No, I want to go home." And I was a truck driver with delivering gas, and I used to go back. Pick up the gas and bring it up to the front. When we got into
So your job was, were you ever involved in any, was that a dangerous job, or?
It sure was. Well, we were into pay. And at night, if they left, they'd shoot them. And they'd burn them alive.
Oh, into the gas chambers.
Yes. They'd have one on each end.
Mm-hmm.
Then they'd have. Then for a while they were. We of course we got let everybody go, but we kept the Germans. We
Mm-hmm.
put them in the camp,
Mm-hmm.
and they were leaving the camp, and we didn't know how to get out.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, somebody told us that they were getting out of the sewers, and so we caught them there.
The Germans, or? Or the prisoners, you mean?
The Germans.
Oh, okay. They were sneaking out through the sewers.
Yeah, sewers.
What do you remember about when you liberated? Did you ever have any interaction with them at all, or
Oh, sure.
what did they say anything to you? Do you remember any conversations you had with the prisoners?
Oh, we couldn't speak to prisoners.
Oh, okay.
And when we got to the Rhine River,
Mhm.
they blew up the bridge, so we couldn't go over the bridge,
Okay.
and we had to stay there overnight. Well, overnight for a couple of days.
Mhm.
In the morning, I used to have a trailer behind my truck,
Mhm.
and I used to keep wine in there
Mhm.
and beer. Every time we stop, everybody come to my and they didn't have water to make coffee,
Mhm.
so they made it with white wine.
Mhm.
Everybody was drunk. We had guys that court-martialed.
Oh, really?
From the tank, they'd get in the tanks,
Mhm.
and they'd get out, or they put the blankets over their heads.
Oh, wow. Jeez. Can you tell me a little bit more about do you remember when you liberated the camp? Do you remember what year or?
Oh no, I don't remember.
Okay.
Those things are so far back.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Um, what do you remember? I know you said, did you fight in the Bulge or?
At the Battle of the Bulge?
Yeah.
No, we didn't, but that's why they sent us overseas.
Okay.
And then when the war ended, we, being a truck driver, they were sending the troops home,
Mhm.
and some of them were going to Japan. The ones that were there for a long time going home. And I was driving my truck,
Mhm.
and I take the prisoners, not the prisoners,
Mhm.
the soldiers, and I take them to the railroad station.
Mhm.
And then coming back from the railroad station, I was in a convoy,
Mhm.
and there was woods on both sides of the street, and it went down the valley, and I was following the truck in front of me,
Mhm.
and all of a sudden, when we got to the bottom, the train come out and hit me.
Oh, your truck?
It hit my truck.
Oh.
And the Germans come over, put pillows under me because I was hanging out.
Mhm.
And then they called the American Red Cross.
Mhm.
The Red Cross called ordnance, and they wrapped me up with asbestos.
Oh.
And they said, "Don't stand up." And I fell down.
Mhm.
They took me to field hospital,
Mhm.
and I stayed there field hospital for a few days. Then my sergeant came to visit me,
Mhm.
and I said with him. She says, "No, captain says you can't leave."
Mhm.
And she let me go.
What type of injury?
No.
You in the truck?
We get they saw us. They start shooting at us. At 1-2-50, they had cops in this. Yeah.
Because you figured they were up there and.
Right. We knew they were there because they were firing at us.
Mhm. Did you guys ever get hit when you were going up there? Did your trucks ever get hit or anything like that?
No.
No.
And my truck never get hit.
Um, was it scary for you after
It was
that?
scary.
As a young, do you know how old you were when you went over?
18.
18.
Wanted to get hardened.
Mhm.
It's either you or them.
Mhm. How old are you now?
93.
Okay. And do you remember what the name of the battalion you were in? I know you said you were in a tank battalion.
422nd.
422nd. And do you remember what your rank was?
Mine, I was a T5.
T5. T5 truck driver. Or
Right.
Okay. What was the hardest part of the war for you? Was it anything that's particularly difficult for you in your day-to-day life over there?
Well, you didn't have time to think of anything.
Mhm.
Because we kept moving.
Mhm.
We'd get the prisoners and put them in the field and put guards around them. They'd put wire fences around them.
Mhm.
And have guards stand over them.
Mhm. And
The worst part was going over. When we were going over, it took us 34 days to get to France.
Oh, really? Take a ship?
Yeah.
Mhm.
One of the ships in our convoy got hit.
Oh, really?
So we had to wait.
Mhm. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Was that the U-boats or that got that ship? Was it the subs, the German subs in the Atlantic, or?
I don't know what hit them.
Oh, okay.
Which way did it come in? Can I go out the front door?
Sure.
Do you remember where you were when you heard that the war had ended?
Yes.
Where were you?
I was in Prague,
Mhm.
Czechoslovakia.
Mhm.
It was I went to get gas,
Mhm.
and I come back, and everybody was in the square. Everybody was happy, celebrating, and I said, "What's going on?" He said, "The war ended," and it was my birthday.
Oh, really? No kidding. That's a nice birthday present, right?
Yeah, May 7th.
Mhm. Do you remember what was the celebration like? Everybody excited?
Everybody's in the streets, dancing and celebrating.
Mhm. I know after you came home. When did you come home? Was it a few months after the war, or a couple weeks, or
I come home
after it ended?
46.
Okay. So you're in for 41 to 46?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. Did you have any family members in the war as well, or?
I had my oldest brother,
Mhm.
my next brother.
Mhm.
Well, my oldest brother was a D-Day.
Mhm.
My other brother was a lieutenant in the Navy,
Mhm.
and they were the first ones in Hiroshima when they dropped the bomb.
Oh, really? Wow.
And then my other younger brother was in, but he didn't leave the States.
Mhm. Wow, so that's.
I had 4 brothers. We were all in the service.
Your parents must have been
My
a wreck.
father got sick.
Oh.
Used to have a flag in the window with
Mhm.
stars.
Mhm. What was what was the camaraderie like with the guys in your battalion? Was it
Oh, everybody was very friendly.
Mhm.
Of course, when we were in, the first outfit I was in was the 106th Infantry Division,
Mhm.
and they were all teenagers. We
Mhm.
just got drafted, and when we went out on bivouac,
Mhm.
they captured the general, and then they decided to break us up,
Mhm. Oh, wow. Really?
and so they, you know, everybody went it's like a replacement
Mhm.
overseas.
Mhm.
And I was in France, Germany, Austria, Czechoslovakia, Hungary, Austria.
You name it, you were there, right?
Uh,
What going through all those countries? What was the landscape like? Was it pretty bombed out or
Oh.
beat up?
you can't believe. When we landed in France, of course we got out. Shore,
Mhm.
and there were box cars,
Mhm.
and they loaded us in the box car. No windows, nothing in there,
Mhm.
just a box car. More and I says, boy, we wonder where we are now. We're in the same place we started.
Never left? Oh, jeez. Wow. That must have been horrible.
Oh God. It's parents wouldn't let us have it
Mhm.
on Waverly. Well, it was, when I got it, it was Wayside Market.
Okay. And you worked there?
Yeah.
Mhm.
We had part-time help, like my brothers,
Um,
they get
music type of thing, right? Yeah. With Daily?
I remember going down.
You were never hit by fire? Or?
Well, I sure was.
Mhm.
And that was in the hot. Pesticide didn't come up and you got any grapefruit juice? Says, yeah.
You were feeling pretty fortunate that you were.
People would get hit by a train, they don't believe it.
I bet.
So.
something that
Japan with all the young ones that just come over, you know.
Oh, okay. So you had been there for a while.
Yeah.
In the Army Air Battalion.
Yeah.
Okay. Be aware.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you ever get to talk to him, or?
Yeah, a little bit. But I haven't been this guy.
Get to think about the dangers of crossing the Atlantic.
I know.
Mm-hmm. All a fan of the local teams, or?
The lag. She was from Franklin.
Oh, okay.